Next order of business is to actually start populating our image placeholders over here with the actual content that we want in, which I provide you with an image.zip folder, and also link to the specific trailers, because if we look at my live link, we see that all these things are linked to the trailer, all of which I found at youtube.com, most of which. Sometimes you could
You want me to go
search
to Las Vegas at once?
Vimeo as well. But wherever you have to make sure, by the way, that the overlay, wherever you find the video, you got to make sure that the overlay plugin actually accepts it as a value, because it doesn't just accept any place. That's just worth noting. So let's start with how we could do that, and let me just focus on getting this top part, because once we do the first top part, the rest of them uh, will be done the same way, so no big deal. Well, if we go to our HTML, well, let's actually, before we even bother with the HTML, let's take the images, and here's the zip file, unzip it, and you have an images folder. In your working folder, you currently already have in the rootmost place, you have the IMG folder, which is empty unless you actually put something in there. Take this guy that has stuff and you could just copy it. It'll ask you to replace it. Fine. And now you have the images. Voila. Now, go into the HTML. Actually, let me just grab a file name over here. Go into the HTML. I'm going to go up to my featured images. And oh, you know what? Just before I even, let me roll back and just take a peek. Give you a peek at what's inside the images folder. Um, the big guys that you see here, I'd say, are the features, if you will. Um, I provide these three folder files for you. Inside the movie poster, we have the 6 new releases, which actually, are these 6 new releases, and then the rest of them are just 1 through 96 over here. They're numbered sequentially, and they represent all these in here. Now, just worth noting, I didn't organize these when I put them in here by genre, as it says here. We have drama and we have some comedies in here, and under comedies we have some drama, so I'm not too worried about that. But the reason why the features are features and the other ones are the other ones is because they're specifically sized, oops, excuse me, specifically sized for that purpose. You see, we have the 400 by 600 and the 200 by 300. So, okay, let's actually go to adding these things into the HTML. Not difficult at all. So currently with our images, we have the placeholder and what it is as the first one. Let me change this image to source, and I could start off with dot / and it's in the IMG folder, then / the file name. So there we have a walk amongst the tombstones, and since I'm doing these first three and I'm already in that sort of zone, I'm going to do, actually I could just straight up take this and replace it because it's already given me the path, and then I'll take the file name here and just replace this like so, and that should get me in here. I'm going to get rid of my live version over here. Alright, so that gets me these guys. Voila. Um, this is annoying how this overlay happens even when I click the back and forth. We'll deal with that in a sec. But actually, let me get the overlay to point to the right movies. YouTube, let's start with, since she was right there, old Scarlett Johansson. Lucy trailer. I find the trailer. Here's the trailer. And Here's what I need to do. I need to copy the link. Now we have two options for links. Only one of them is going to work with the plugin that we have, the overlay plugin. You want to grab the link in the URL that has this swatch $V equals then the rest of it. You also could find it here under share, and you have sort of the shortened link. I'm not totally sure if this works or not, but I do know that the plugin specifically asked for this link over here, and it had a little note that it wanted this specifically. So follow those directions, otherwise you may be pulling your hair out at why it doesn't work. And I believe that, I don't know what other URLs it supports. It will support Vimeo and YouTube. So if you find something somewhere else and it's not working, again, refer to the documentation of the overlay plugin. So here we are. I popped it in here, and what do I want to do? So this is Lucy. So I want to wrap the image with an anchor A, href. Here's our link. And then in there I'll pop that, and then I'll / it. There we go. And let me go to all of these. Dracula Untold. This should be a good movie. I don't want to say that. Probably could be just a crappy movie. Here, let me put this over here for a second, because I'm just going to copy this, pop it in there, and grab this link. If you haven't noticed, I have an aversion to typing anything, so as should you, because you'll more than likely mess things up. Look, I'm almost messing things up just putting it over here, not closing these things, but okay. And we now want the Walk Amongst the Tombstones trailer. There we go. There we go. And voila. So give this guy a refresh. When I click it, yeah, it doesn't work. That's right, because we're local. That's fine. But I do have them all. There's Dracula, and here's this. Now here's what's very annoying is obviously when I click these left and right things, it's taken me to the next image that I want to see. That's cool, but this overlay business is highly annoying. I suspect it has to do with the way I'm targeting things in my JavaScript for the plugin, because if you notice, we're just saying section, and I'm saying that anything you find in this section, I'm sorry, it says delegate. Any link you find in a section, open up in an iframe, open up the iframe. Well, that's right, because these previous and forward links, or buttons, they're moving you, they're links to the next image. So our problem here is that we're too general with our targeting of this business. So instead of saying section, why don't I bring it down to, here would be, this is the parent of the anchor. So let me go, there we go, BX slider. So instead of section, I'll go BX slider, and I think that should be enough. Let me give it a refresh, and now if I click on it, it works. But if I do this, it still seems to do it. Let's make sure that we have our targeting just right. So BX slider, delegate it to that. We may, you know what, we may need to, maybe we have to add over here a class. Let's go featured. Featured movie. And now if we say featured movie, cool. So that's all it really took over there. But we're not quite done in the sense that now we're going to have to add multiple targets over here because, of course, by fixing that, we broke that association. So the final piece of the, at least the jQuery targeting puzzle is going to be adding these other sections over here. So let me go and do that. Okay. So that's my new targeting system. And now if I refresh it, these guys don't mess everything up. And when I click here, it does do the overlay. Obviously it doesn't work, but the next order of business is going to be just to populate all this. And I'm going to do that right now. You want to see how quickly I could do it? Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's the speed of experience, guys. And now you see I have everything done. When I scroll, look at that. Bam! Look how cool this is. This guy is ready to be uploaded.